Hey guys, Matt here, and I'm doing a game glimpse of Disney Epic Mickey. Just came out, I think, last weekend ish. And it's a 3D platformer, and it's got it goes into 2D at some points also. Okay, so the story so far has been I'm only about this is about 20 minutes into the game. This dark shadow type thing was being controlled by somebody. I wasn't really following it to be honest. And basically, Mickey has to save the world from turning into like a bleak, dark, nothing. So he goes around and he paints stuff and he takes and he just tries to liven up the world a little bit, I guess. So you shoot with the trigger button on the Wiimote. I forget. I think it's the B button, and then that shoots paint, and then the Z button on the nunchuck shoots thinner. It's funny. I shot this in regular SD on my Wii. I usually play in. I bought Wii component cables, and it really made a difference in how good the game looked. On here, everything always looks pretty decent, even in SD. But playing it on my TV, there was a noticeable difference. So you're gonna see coming up in a second. There's a lot of dialogue here in the area that I recorded, and you're gonna see basically the main components of the game of the painting and thinning and whatnot. So you can smash barrels and stuff like that, and you can gain paint and life and collectibles and whatnot. So as you can see, you paint to create platforms and stuff like that. You use the thinner basically to erase stuff in the world. You can use the thinner to make objects fall. You can make them to go behind stuff to find little hidden cookies and stuff like that. So uh, that's definitely the better part of the game thus far. The combat is very janky. I personally don't like it so far, but I'm still very early in the game. And I've noticed that the Wiimote, for some reason, maybe it's my console or my TV setup, but the pointing and stuff like that just seems very slow, and I don't know what it is about it, but I'm sure that's not the same for everybody. I had a little trouble here. I didn't really know what I had to do to get around this, but when in doubt, use the paint and thinner on everything. And I finally figure it out in a second. A big complaint so far has been that what I've heard has been see, I figured it out. So stuff like that, you find little ways around things using the thinner, you know, stuff like that. So the main thing that I've heard people complain about so far, again the game is still early in it just got released I think last week, is the camera. It can get a little it I heard it can be compared to like a N64 type camera where it's hard at points you're jumping and you don't really know where you're jumping at. So there you can see I erased the world and it kind of messed up a bit. But there's plenty. They give you plenty of life and stuff throughout each level. So you never, I haven't found myself actually die yet. Yeah, I had trouble with this Steam. See, the camera can just get a little like, I guess complicated at times. Yeah, I definitely pulled like a Brad Shoemaker here. He always in their quick looks on GiantBomb.com, he always dies and stuff like that. So that's what I was thinking here. visually though, the game actually looks really good. One gripe I have with the game is that there's no voice acting. There in early on in the game, right in the opening scene, they had they had a narrator, but I haven't heard back from him since. So everything is just told in little text boxes. I would prefer to have some dialogue, some voice acting, but you can't ask for the world, I guess. So we're coming up to some combat here, and you'll see the combat. Um, I would have rather just been a shake the Wiimote, because that is the move. That is one of the moves that Mickey has to break stuff. You just shake the Wiimote. But what you have to do is you have to aim at the enemy and shoot primer at him until he kind of just, I guess, in a sense, melts like the Wicked Witch of the West. He just kind of melts into a blob. It's good, and I understand what they were trying to do, but at times, especially when there's two on the screen, it's very hard to aim at, try and kill one, because you never know really how much it takes. They don't have life bars and stuff like that. So I think it would have been. I would have preferred just a waggle of the Wiimote and hit him like that. But this works too. It's definitely something different. So I have to give them props for thinking outside the box. And that's my game glimpse for Disney Epic Mickey. There seems to be a lot of promise here, but I'm just a little worried of what other review sites have talked about. Again, this is only about 20 minutes into the game, so there's still plenty more to go. I like the idea of the painting and the thinning, which is a big part of the game. The camera is a little iffy, as is combat, but I'm looking forward to playing the rest of the game. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.